Hi, boys and girls. Miss McDonough here. It is art time again. Now, I know that a lot of you have shown me your cat, and you guys did amazing on them. You really did, and I'm really proud of you. And those of you who haven't done your cat yet, come on, you need to get on the ball. You're getting behind here. Now, I told you not to get rid of your cat because we weren't done. It's going to have 3 layers, remember? We are going to have the foreground, which is what's right in front. We are going to have a middle ground, which is going to be our cat. And today, we are working on our background. Now, next week's lesson is going to be super simple, okay? It's going to be short and it's going to be real easy. Because then after that, we've got a week off, right? So we got our Thanksgiving break. Anyway, so we had a lot of things in this project. We have our cat, which is symmetry. Remember, we had to fold it in half so that both sides were symmetrical, right? We had implied texture, which is what is on the scarf. Remember, we put all the lines on the scarf to make the implied texture. Plus, we have foreground, middle ground, and background, right? So there's a lot of things in here. There's also emphasis, right? Emphasis and contrast. I mean, emphasis is when you make something stand out. And contrast is where you have black and white. You have the white and the black contrast against the white. So there's a lot of things going on with this project, which is awesome because you're really learning a lot. And sometimes you don't even know it. But that's the best way to learn is when you're having fun, right? Anyways, this is not totally completed, but this is, you should have your cat. This is the background. And I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? What I did, and I would love for you to do if you have some, all this background, oh, that's our other thing, is negative and positive space. Now, you see I drew the leaves. The leaves are the positive space. Everything that's blank, all behind the leaves, had nothing in it. I colored in all the negative space. That's what negative space is, okay? So this focuses a lot on positive and negative space. So what I did and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to draw some leaves. Now, you can leave all this blank if you want to because you're going to put the cat over it, okay? So this is the background. But I'll show you how to draw leaves. We can make it like a border, you know, all around with our leaves. And then what I did is I colored in all the negative space, and I used different colors. And what I did is I made little loops, loop-de-loops, like just loop, 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 to color it all in. And that's what gave it that. It looks like a texture, like an implied texture. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then I drew the leaves, and then I went over them with a black crayon. The reason is because crayons are made of wax. I did the painted the leaves with watercolors. Yes, I did watercolor paint. You are welcome to do watercolor paint. If you don't have watercolor paint, but you have water soluble markers, in other words, they can wash off with water, you can put those and then put water over them and it kind of turns it to paint. So you could do it that way. If you don't have any paint at all, no worries, just color them in with crayon. It's okay. But I do want to tell you, because I'm so excited about this, this is a watercolor paint. They are Sargent, which is a really good brand. And I got these at Bell's Outlet for $3.99. So that's a real bargain. And sometimes Bell's Outlet and Ross too. And they're not giving me any money to tell you guys this. I'm just saying. But you can get things really inexpensive there. And these worked great. I love these watercolors. And look at how many. For $3.99, that's like crazy. But anyway, I had to show you that because I was so excited about it. So that's what I did. I used the watercolor in here and the crayon acts like a barrier so that you can still see all the lines in the leaves and stuff, but it doesn't all bleed together, and it helps not to go into this part too, because this is all crayon. So you have to do all your negative space, okay, all that negative space in crayon, and then outline your leaves in crayon before you paint them. Okay. Now, you know what else too? If you have watercolor pencils, those are pencils that you color and then you put the water on them and it turns it to paint as well. Or watercolor crayons. I have those. You could use something like that if you want to. But if you don't have any of those and you just have crayons, that's fine too. Just color them in and make them look good, okay? So I tried to use all fall colors in these, like different shades of greens and oranges and gold and red, okay, to make it look like fall, because that's what it is. It's fall, right? So then after you complete that, we're going to glue our cat, or stick them, if you need to use tape, roll it up underneath so it sticks to it, okay? And then our last thing next week is going to be, we've got to cut the bottom of this. You see how I cut it out? And I have his little hands, so I cut it from the bottom just like that. Can you see that? That's because I am going to draw something, either a big leaf, or I may do a big acorn and put that in his hands, because the acorn or the leaf will be, or you could do an ear of corn, something fallish. And we're going to put that in his hands, okay? So that will be the foreground. So the cat will be the middle ground, and this will be your background, okay? So let's get to it. I'm going to show you how to draw leaves. They're really easy, right? They're not hard at all. So I know you guys can do this. This is a fun project, and hopefully it's a way for you to remember foreground, middle ground, and background, negative space, positive space. Like I said, we have implied texture. We got symmetry. We got all kind of stuff going on with this, right? So anyways, here we go. We're going to do our leaves, okay? So let me grab one of my markers here, and I am going to show you how to do it. Now, the only reason I am using a marker is so that you can see it. I don't suggest that you guys use markers, because then if you make a mistake, that's it. That's all she wrote. Okay, you cannot erase it, and you would have to start your project, whoops, sorry guys, all over again. So, with that being said, leaves are different shapes, right? They're all different shapes. So, you can make a leaf like this, okay? Can come up here, and then come here. Now remember, they're not perfect. They're perfectly imperfect, right? That's how nature is. So it's just how you make it, right? And so here's my thing, just like this. And then I'm going to put some lines here, right? Now this marker that I'm using would not be a good marker for me. I would need to make sure I went over it really well with crayon, because this is a water-soluble marker, and that means that as soon as I put the water on there from the watercolors, this marker will get all smudged up and I'll have black all over it. That wouldn't be good, would it? And then I could, let's see, put like one of these kind, a curve, like a rainbow curve that way, and then a curve this way, and then we could just put our stem down the middle, right? And then don't forget your lines, because this is the texture on a leaf, right? So we're doing our implied texture. What's another kind of leaf we could do? Oh, what about the one with the, yeah, let me do a one that has like the points again, so that it at least will look. See, it's just, they don't have a particular, I mean, you do what you want to do, you know, they're all different. Every leaf they're different. The leaves are different. They're different trees have different shaped leaves, right? So, I mean, you can go walk around outside right now and look at leaves. And if you have different kinds of trees, you're going to see all different shapes of leaves. Okay, so there's a couple there. And then I could do one that, you know, that one that has like, it starts with a point. Let's see, starts with a point and then it kind of goes all jagged. Kind of like that zigzag line. Get my zigzag lines going, right? Now see, these don't really take very long to do. They really don't. And I'm turning my paper so that my leaves will be in all different directions and everything. And then I'll just do another one like this. So I want to give it some variety. I don't want to have all exactly the same, you know. So I'll do one like that. And then I'll do another one that is like this. And then we can just run this right through here. Okay. All right. And then I want to put, I'm not going to worry about down here because my cat is going to cover it anyway. And then maybe I'll just do another one that's just like that. Okay. So now I've got my leaves drawn, right? Now what I need to do is I need to fill in my negative space. So my negative space, like I was saying to you, you can color like this in circles. And it gives it like a little bit of neat texture. I like it. Now what I did is I would color in a big portion with the orange, and then I got a different color like the green and the blue and the red. And that's up to you. If you want to do it all one color, that's perfectly fine. Just do it neatly and don't scribble scrabble it. That's why I'm telling you to do these loops. It gives it another technique, you know. And this is also, this project is what we would call mixed media, because we're using all different mediums, right? We're using crayon, I used marker, you're using pencil, then we're using paint. So we have mixed mediums, okay? But first, I'm gonna color in all my negative space before I even begin to do anything with painting my leaves. And then after that, you're going to paint your leaves, okay? So boys and girls, I cannot wait. You know what I think I'm gonna do right now, just so you can see, I am going to staple. Well, I guess it helps if you have staples in it, huh? Which I don't. So, okay, I won't do that. But anyways, so this is gonna be on here, all right, on our fall leaves. And then we are going to have, the cat is going to be holding something. So, like I said, it may be an ear of corn, it might be a, what do you call those things? Oh, goodness, I can't even think of it. An acorn, a leaf, a fall leaf, something that reminds you, it could even be a pine cone, right? Something that makes you think of fall. But you're not going to do that now. That's going to be for next week, and that's all for next week. All we're going to do is this thing that's going to be in the foreground, whatever it is, and then I will show you how to make, next week I'll show you how to make an acorn, I'll show you how to make a ear of corn, and I'll show you how to make, well, you know how to make a leaf, and I'll show you how to make a pine cone. And then you decide which thing you want to put in his hands you want him holding, okay? But for now, you're just going to work on your background, okay? You're going to work on your background, getting your negative space colored in, then painting your positive space, which is your leaves, okay? So boys and girls, I cannot wait to see what you do and what you turn in. I am so looking forward to it. So you guys have a wonderful week. Remember, tomorrow there's no school. So, hey, if you got time, you want to work on this, that's great. If you don't do it right now, that's okay. It's not difficult. It shouldn't take you that long to do. I hope you enjoy it and have fun with it. You guys are amazing. I love you all so much. You are all so loved. And I just can't wait to see what you do. Bye for now.